everyone, welcome back to another Taekook one shot. Hope you will enjoy it. Kim mentioned night. The housewives Lisa and Taehyung walked into the grand living room, tossing his coat on the couch. His phone buzzed endlessly from a day of meetings. He hadn't seen Jungkook for 2 days. He thought Jungkook was just being overly sensitive again, but the moment he stepped inside, the silence felt wrong. Taehyung, Jungkook, I'm home. No response. He moved through the house, slowly calling out again. Taehyung, Cookie, come on. Don't ignore me now. Still nothing. He went to the kitchen and saw two used mugs in the sink and a cleaning cloth tossed nearby. He frowned. Wasn't Jungkook supposed to be resting? Why was he cleaning? He looked around and then something snapped inside him. Taehyung gritting his teeth, always so dramatic, crying over every small thing. That's what he'd say. He had said 2 days ago when Jungkook broke down in front of him, but now the house felt cold. Jungkook's presence was gone. He walked upstairs to their bedroom. The closet was half empty. Jungkook's favorite hoodie was missing. His slippers gone. Things had dropped. He checked his phone. No messages, no missed calls, nothing. He dialed Jungkook's number. It went straight to voicemail. Then he checked with the housekeeper, who hesitated before whispering, "Housekeeper, sir, after you left for the business trip, Madam made Jungkook do all the housework. She didn't let him rest or eat properly." Taehyung froze. What? Housekeeper hesitated. He cried, "Sir, a lot, but never complained to you. He said you had too much on your plate." Taehyung's world cracked in that moment. Flashback 2 days ago, Jungkook stood in the hallway, red eyes gripping his sleeve. "Jungkook, why didn't you ask if I was okay?" Taehyung, "Do you even care what I'm going through in this house?" Taehyung coldly, "You are being dramatic, Jungkook. Just because my mother asked you to help around doesn't mean Jungkook help. I was treated like a maid." Taehyung, "I didn't even eat until 6 p.m. some days." Taehyung, "You are always crying about something. This isn't the end of the world." Jungkook, "You don't get to say that when you weren't even here to see it." He had turned around and gone to the guest room that night. The next morning he was gone. Present Jungkook's parents' house. Jungkook sat curled up in the childhood bed. His phone was off. He hasn't spoken to anyone. His eyes were sullen. His heart was tired. His mother sat beside him, gently brushing his hair. "Mrs. Yan, he hurt you, didn't he?" Jungkook softly. "He didn't even ask why I was crying, Emma. He just called me dramatic." Mrs. Yan then let him realize what he lost. Meanwhile, Taehyung's office, he sat at his desk. Dozens of crumpled papers surrounded him. He was writing letters, everyone saying, "I'm sorry." He wasn't texting Jungkook. Jungkook deserved more than an apology text. He wrote letter after letter. "I'm sorry for not seeing your pain. I'm sorry for not asking the reason behind your tears. I'm sorry for letting my mom treat you like a stranger." 100 letters, one by one, but sent them by hand delivery to Jungkook's parents' home. He cried after every 10th letter. Jungkook received letters. Jungkook, delivery boy, Kim Taehyung sent this for you, sir. He handed Jungkook a box full of handwritten letters. His hands trembled as he opened the first one. To Jungkook, I didn't know your silence was screaming. I didn't know your tears had dried before I noticed them. I didn't deserve your love, but I promised to earn it back." Tears welled in his eyes again. Night, love, but I promise to earn it back. Night, Taehyung's car outside Jeon house. Taehyung stood outside in the rain, hair drenched, eyes red. He didn't ring the bell, he just waited inside. Jungkook watched from the window, his fingers clenched and the curtain slightly. Mrs. Jian, he's been standing there for an hour. Jungkook quietly let him stand. He still hasn't earned forgiveness, but even as he said that, a part of him edged. Next morning, Taehyung's wife's message left outside door. He left a video note recorded by the door. Taehyung's voice trembling. Jungkook, you were right. I didn't ask. I assumed, and I broke you. And all you did was love me. I'm not asking for you to come back. I'm just asking for one more chance to protect you like I should have from the start. I love you, Jungkook, always. Inside, Jungkook whispering to himself, Jungkook, then why did it take me disappearing for you to realize that? He bruised his face in the pillow and cried silently. Jeon residence morning. Jungkook sat quietly in the garden behind his parents' house, sipping lukewarm tea. His eyes were distant, staring blankly at the letters now bundled in a silk ribbon. Beside him, his mother watched him from the kitchen window, heart aching. Jungkook hadn't spoken much. He barely smiled. His phone stayed off. The usual bright boy who used to light up their house now looked hello. The sound of the light footsteps interrupted the silence. Mrs. Yan, Jungkook, eat something? Sweetheart, it's been 2 days. Jungkook softly. I'm not hungry, Emma. She sat beside him, gently running her hand through his hair. Mrs. Yan, you still love him? Jungkook looked away. Toe tied Jungkook away. I didn't, but I do. His voice cracked. Jungkook, it's not the first time he has made me feel small. Flashback months ago. It was late. Taehyung had just came back from work. Jungkook greeted him with a soft smile and a hug, but Taehyung walked past him, too stressed to respond. Taehyung, I'm tired. I don't need cleanliness right now. Jungkook is stammering. I was just Taehyung coldly. You don't need to act like a kicked puppy every time I raised my voice. It wasn't the first time Taehyung had brushed him off like that. Jungkook always forgave him, but this time it wasn't just coldness, it was cruelty. Present Kim and Taehyung was sitting in their bedroom. Alone, he looked at the untouched side of the bed. Jungkook's pillow still had faint trace of lavender shampoo. The room still felt lifeless. He opened his drawer, pulled out another blank sheet. Later, 101. Taehyung writing, You don't deserve. You deserve arms that held you when you cried, not words that cut you down. He folded the papers gently, placing a small purple flower inside it. Jungkook spirit and sealed the envelope. Afternoon, Jeon residence gate. Jungkook's father answered the doorbell. Taehyung stood at the gate, dressed in a simple hoodie and jeans. Eyes puffy, voice harsher. Mr. Jeon, you have got some nerves. Coming here again? Taehyung softly, I'm not here to take him back. I'm just here to see if he's okay. Mr. Jian, he was better before he met you. That hurts more than Taehyung could admit. Mr. Jian, if you love him, you will stop knocking until he wants you back. Taehyung lowered his head, whispering, Taehyung, I will wait, even if it takes forever. That evening, Jungkook's room. Jungkook was alone, holding the 101's. Later, a flower fell into his lap. He read the letter once, then again, then again. His lips trembled. Jungkook whispering, Why does it still hurt? Even when he is sorry, he opened the drawer and took out his sketchbook. Page after page were filled with sticks of Taehyung sleeping, laughing, scolding, smiling. He slammed the book shut. 2 days later, unexpected visit. Jungkook was folding laundry when the doorbell rang. His mother opened it. A tall figure stood with a box in his arms. Delivery man, special delivery for Jungkook. She called Jungkook. He came hesitantly, then froze. The box had his name written in Taehyung's handwriting. Inside was dozen of folded paper canvas, each one made from the letters Taehyung had sent. Note attached. They say folding thousand Koreans grand service. I hasn't reached 100 yet, 1000 yet, but if I could wish anything, I would wish to hold your hand again without guilt in your eyes, Taehyung. Jungkook quietly to himself, Jungkook, you can't fix everything with paper and inks. But his fingers lingered over the saved from the apology where Taehyung admitted I was a coward hiding behind cold words before because I didn't know how to protect someone soft like you. That night, voice message from Taehyung. Jungkook had barely turned on his phone to check the date. A voice message loaded. His hesitated, then pressed play. Taehyung's voice soft and vulnerable. Hi, Jungkook. I had a nightmare tonight. You were standing in front of me, but your eyes didn't know me anymore. You were smiling at someone else, calling him Thay. I woke up sobbing. I'm sorry, I don't want your forgiveness for my comfort. I want it only if you feel safe enough to give me. But even if you don't, I will keep saying sorry every day until you believe I mean it. Back to Jungkook whispering to himself, Jungkook, why do you only because become gentle when I break? He looked out the window towards the sky. He didn't forgive him yet, but a small part of him missed his husband's warmth at night. Next morning, surprise visit. Jungkook stepped out to get air and gasped. Them was asleep outside the gate. No guards, no umbrella, just a thin coat. He had fallen asleep. Waiting, Mrs. Xian rushing out. What the heck is wrong with this boy? He's freezing. Jungkook shocked. He's been here since night. He ran towards the gate, kneeling beside him. Jungkook, Taehyung. Taehyung blinked awake, his voice rapsy. Taehyung, is it a dream? Jungkook, you idiot, you will get sick. Taehyung, weak smile. Then maybe you will take care of me again? Jungkook, don't push it. He helped him up but didn't let go of his hand. Just a moment. For a moment inside the giant house, Jungkook sat beside him with a wet hot water bottle. Taehyung quietly, why didn't you tell me what she did? Jungkook, because I was scared you would call me dramatic again. Taehyung's tears in eyes. I hate myself for making you think that. Jungkook, quiet but firm. You should. I am not forgiving you yet. Taehyung, I know. I will wait. I'll do better. Jungkook, you will need more than 1000 to fix this. Taehyung, then I will fold 10,000. On residence late night, Taehyung lay on the couch in the guest room staring at the ceiling, unable to sleep. It has been 3 nights since Jungkook let him in, but not into his heart. Jungkook barely looked at him, barely spoke, never smiled, but Taehyung didn't complain. He was just thankful to breathe the same air again. Meanwhile, Jungkook's bedroom. Jungkook sat near the window, hugging a cushion, his fingers stretched over the paper Taehyung had sent. He knew Taehyung was trying, but he still remembered the way his voice cracked when he had begged Taehyung to listen, and Taehyung had just turned his back. Jungkook murmuring I love him so much that I forget how to love myself. Next morning, kitchen Taehyung was up early cooking breakfast. His hand trembled as he tried to flip the egg. It broke. Again, Mrs. Yan watching quietly. He likes the yolk soft. Taehyung softly. I remember I used to make him breakfast every Sunday. Mrs. Yan, you also used to make him cry every Monday? Taehyung flinched. Mrs. Yan, I don't hate you, Taehyung, but I haven't forgiven you either. Just like he hasn't. Taehyung nodding. I don't expect forgiveness. I just want to deserve him. Breakfast table, awkward silence. Jungkook sat across from Taehyung. No words, just quiet chewing. Taehyung nervously. I made the toast the way you like it. I little burned it at the edges. Jungkook nodded, but didn't respond. Taehyung offered a tiny smile. Taehyung, you always said burnt toast reminded you of campfire nights. Jungkook coldly, you always said my stories were childish. Taehyung froze. Taehyung softly, I was stupid. Jungkook, you were cruel. Taehyung voice cracking, I know. Later, Taehyung waiting in the garden. Taehyung sat in a backyard surrounded by papers and strings. He was folding more. Later, Taehyung waiting in the garden sat carefully, slowly. He was up to 460. Jungkook walked out silently, watching him from a distance. Jungkook coldly wouldn't fix us, Taehyung, without looking up. I know, but it's the only way I know how to say sorry when my mouth fails. Jungkook, what do you want from me? Taehyung finally looking at him. Nothing. Jungkook blinked. Taehyung, not yet. Not until you want to give it freely. I just want you to heal, even if it's not with me. Jungkook's throat tightened. Flashback. A time Taehyung did listen. A rare night 2 years ago. Jungkook had catch a cold. He was sneezing, sniffing, and whining like a baby. And Taehyung, back then, I would burn the whole world if it hurts you, Ko. Jungkook smiled in that memory and hated himself for it. That night, Taehyung apologized without words. Jungkook walked into the kitchen for water. He froze. Taehyung was cleaning the floor quietly, his knees red, hands the mop lay abandoned. He was wiping it with the cloth. Jungkook softly, what are you doing? Taehyung, not looking up. Your mom was tired today. I thought I would clean. Jungkook, you are not a maid. Jungkook, neither were you. Silence, their eyes finally met, and for a moment, the pain and love between them pulsed loud and raw. The wall breaks silently. The next morning, Jungkook left a cup of tea beside Taehyung's bed. Nothing big, no words, but Taehyung noticed he touched the cup like it was made of gold. He smiled for the first time in days. Later that evening, rainfall outside. They both sat on the porch, but not apart either. Jungkook finally broke the silence. Jungkook, do you regret marrying me? Taehyung without hesitation, never. Jungkook, then why did you make me feel like a burden? Taehyung closed his eyes. Taehyung, because I didn't know how to be loved so gently. I destroyed it. Jungkook said nothing, but a single tear fell down his cheek. Later that night, another letter found on Jungkook's pillow, to the boy who gave me his heart before I even know how to hold it. I don't deserve your touch, your smile, or your forgiveness, but I will build a home with my guilt and plant flowers with my regret. If you ever want to come back, it will be filled with only softness. Taehyung, Jungkook's POV, he stood in front of the mirror later He whispered to himself, Jungkook, I want to forgive you, Taehyung, but I'm scared. Scared you will stop loving me when I stop hurting. Jian residence morning. The garden smelled like rain from last night. Jungkook walked barefoot across the wet grass, holding a towel in his arms. Inside the towel was a small plant, a cherry blossom. He knelt and planted it quietly behind him. Taehyung stood at the door watching Taehyung softly. You love cherry blossoms? Jungkook without turning. They bloom after the coldest winters. Taehyung, is that a sign? Jungkook looked up finally, as soft but unreadable. Jungkook, it's a beginning, not a forgiveness. Then I will take it. Later, inside Jungkook's room, Jungkook sat on the bed looking at one of Taehyung's latest letter 679. The handwritten was messier now, exhausted but real. If I could, I would go back. To that night, I wouldn't call you dramatic. I would hold your face, kiss your tears, and ask you why your heart looked so tired. So tired, he folded the letters and placed it in the special box labeled the day he changed. His mother peeked inside. Mrs. Yan smiling. You are collecting them now? Jungkook, some apologies are just words. He feels like they are bleeding. Kitchen that later that day, Thing was sitting the table, but his hand slipped and dropped a plate. Crash! He plunged immediately, dropping to his knees to clean it up. Jungkook rushed in. Are you hurt? Taehyung looked up in shock. Jungkook was holding his hand. Taehyung whispering, "You touched me." Jungkook realizing, "Don't make it weird." Taehyung clenched through teary eyes. Later evening, rainfall again. They sat on the porch again. There's some silence. This time Jungkook moved a chair a little closer. Jungkook, do you still have the ring? Taehyung, I never took it off. Jungkook, not even when you were mad at me? Taehyung, I was mad at the world, not you. Even when I pushed you away, you were my only peace. Jungkook turned his face away, but his shoulders trembled. Taehyung softly, you are crying. Jungkook, no, I am not. Taehyung, I want to kiss you. Jungkook, then you should have protected me when you had the chance. Taehyung nodded. Taehyung, I will wait until you say the words, not a second before. Midnight, Jungkook's room. Jungkook couldn't sleep. He walked downstairs quietly. Taehyung was still folding in the study. He had reached 7:11. Jungkook leaned against the doorframe. Jungkook, you should rest. Taehyung without looking up. I hurt you when I told you to stop being soft. I am learning softness in the hard way. Jungkook stepped inside gently, picking up and looked at it. Jungkook, I hate that I still love you. Taehyung's hand froze. Taehyung slowly, but do you still love me? Jungkook asked me again tomorrow and the next day and the next until I say yes. Taehyung nodded with trembling lips. Next morning, a small process, they ate breakfast side by side. Jungkook took a bite of toast and nodded. Jungkook, you made it right. Taehyung is smiling. Took it only took me 7 tries. Jungkook, your hands are burnt. Taehyung, they are used to a pain now. A pause. Jungkook quietly. Mine are still healing. Later, a small confession. Jungkook gave him a small box. Inside it was a key to their shared home. Jungkook, I'm not coming home yet, but you can water the plants. They missed you. Taehyung tearing up. Do you? Jungkook, sometimes. 1 week later, spring bloom. Jungkook visited their home. It was clean, perfect, peaceful. On the table, 1,000 set, folded, and carefully arranged in a glass jar. He a note beside it read 1000 sorries, one chance. If you still want me, I will spend forever being better. Jungkook smiled for the first time in weeks. He turned around. Taehyung stood at the doorway. Jungkook quietly, you forget one thing. Taehyung, what? Jungkook walked up to him, heart pounding. Jungkook, the 1001 thing, my answer. He took Taehyung's and placed it on his chest. Jungkook's eyes soft, voice trembling. I never stop it being yours. But now I need you to earn every part of me again. Slowly, Taehyung whispering, then I will love you so gently. You will forget I ever hurt you. Jungkook leaned forward and for the first time it was in what felt like forever, their lips touched soft, healing, real. 3 months later, a letter written by Jungkook to the man who once broke me and then rebuilt me with patience. You did that, did what many wouldn't. You stayed, you changed, you loved me when I was angry, distant, and broken. So I'm giving you all of me, not because I forget, but because you showed me I can trust love again. Jungkook, the end.